All right, we are live in Austin, Texas. Welcome to Strings Attached at Home. We're just getting our bearings here. Let us know what part of the world you're watching us from, what city. And we're so glad to have you here. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your feedback. You meeting us here every Friday. We are live.
Yes,
in Austin, Texas. Even though we can't see you, we're mad. Welcome to Strings Attached at Home. We're just getting our bearings here. We're gonna start off with a Karen song. Can I hear A? Yeah. Let us know what part of the world you're watching us from. Got some surprises for you today. Made some adjustments. Karen and I just came from the woods. We did we're so glad to have you here. In the woods. We appreciate your support. Beautiful weather. Feedback. And meeting us here every Friday. We are live. We've got some shout outs here. We've got Tim says still no sound. Attached at home. Tim, that was because we were just setting up. That was the pre-show here. That was like doing the song. Can I hear A? Yeah. Let us know. What do they call that? When you go to the movie theater, the first 10 or 15, 20 minutes are previews. So you should be able to hear us now. I see the sound up there. Karen and I just came from the woods. Tim is here from the northeast. Appreciate your support. Mindstar, listening to Durango, Colorado. Jan, of course, from Australia. We are live. Kate is here from Canada. Tim, that's why the thing said stand by. Tim, that was because we remember that. Stand by. That was like so. We're so glad to have Melinda Starr. When you go to the movie theater, Jan, Robin from Minnesota is here. You should be able to hear us. Hey, family. Sound up there. I guess we can hear everybody now. Just to let everybody know, we appreciate your support every week. We bring this live show to you. Thanks to your support. It's free to anybody that wants to watch it. But we greatly appreciate the tips from those that do tip. And we've got several levels. We've got a $20 and a $35 and a $60. Each of those levels you get a mystery surprise bonus in the mail. Hey, is anybody down below watching? Have they gotten their bonus? And what did they think of it? Let us know below. I'll just tell you this much. Just hearing this. What did they get an appreciate your support every week? Do you remember? We bring this live show to you. Thanks to your support. It's free. Anybody that wants to watch it. Right. Handwritten. Where else can you get a tip? $60 music. Just got several music. We're going to feature something like that on this show. Each of those levels you get a mystery later on. And so now we're at the point of the program we call down below watching this day in music history. And what did they think of it? Let us know. This is related to one of the pieces that I'll be playing later. Stevie Wonder on this day in 1985 was banned in all South African radio stations because he had dedicated the Oscar he had won the night before the Academy Awards to Nelson Mandela. We're going to feature something like that in 1985. Isn't it amazing that Nelson Mandela, who was so now we're in so long, but he learned how to bide the hours and the days and serve himself and learned how to deal with that time in his own mind. Radio a lot of the teachers, one of the teachers that I studied, he had dedicated the Oscar he had won the night before of the Academy Awards, how he was able to build the world just in that small cell in his mind to survive all those hours. Isn't it amazing that Nelson Mandela, I was using that as I was talking about, but he learned, at least you're not Nelson Mandela, prison cell. If he can do that, and that should inspire all of us to serve himself in this current situation that might be coming to an end like in the next 6 months in his own mind. So think of that. He survived and became the president of South Africa after being such an inspiring story. So that was this day in music history, 1985. Stevie's mind to survive. And I do want to read a letter here. This is a letter that we got from Nelson Mandela. Where is he? He can do that. A patron, a new patron. So this is what this patron said in the situation. A new patron. This is Karen Leventhal. I lived in Austin for a few years between 2014 and 2017. I went to Strings in the Woods several times and I loved it. I especially loved the concert with Jimmy Fave, who I miss a lot. And I supported several other folks through Patreon, so when I saw your video on how little Spotify and those streaming services pay, I figured it was something I could do to help. Now I live back in my home state of Ohio, but I really treasure the years of live music I had in Austin, and I want to support it, even if I can't be there now. I think artists such as yourself are the genuine article, and are what makes Austin special. Thanks for all you do. That's from Karen Leventhal. That's a brand new patron today, signed up to support on how little music we make day in and day out, streaming services and the community. I figured it was something with you because you're a big part of that. Now I live back, and I always like to remind people, Karen, if you're watching this, if you want to skip the commercials, I had in Austin. Almost our entire catalog is available, even if I can't every digital outlet for free. I think artists such as yourself are the genuine YouTube, Spotify, and are what makes Austin. So we love that you're here.
Ad-free meeting. Us not talking to you.
That's a brand new
inviting
patron
you
that
to
signed up
support us.
to
You
support
listen for free
on
at
how
any time.
little any music we make. So, guys, thank you for being here. And we're going to start off with Karen Mall. Peace. And I always like to remind people, Karen, if you're watching this, if you want to skip the commercials, almost our entire catalog is available. I also want to welcome Ingrid here and his mom, YouTube, Spotify. Can you guys hold on a second, Karen? We love that you're something's going on. Oh, can you turn that down? That was causing trouble. Is it looping? I hear echoing and so, guys, thank you for being here. Uh-oh. Peace. I always like to remind people, Karen. I know why it's doing that. Guys, I'm sorry. I'll fix that. Almost our entire catalog is available. Okay, I fixed it. Now we have to start all over again. Hang in there. It's gonna stop.
Sorry, friends.
It was playing back in the thing.
Technical difficulty.
Should we start that? Okay, let's check in, everybody. Since that was happening. Yes. Welcome, everybody, to Strings Attached to Dome. Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming.
This day in music history. So let me get a yes. Are we good? There's still a lot of you here. I'm getting hearts and likes.
Get a thumbs up.
Hallelujah. Okay. Then we'll start over again. Okay, on this day in musical history, welcome to Strings in the Woods. Not Strings in the Woods. Welcome to Strings Attached at Home. And we appreciate your tips and your support. There are multiple levels, $20, $30, $60. What do they get at the $60 level, Karen?
They get a handcrafted piece of original commissioned music from you or me.
That's right. It's pretty special. And the links are below. And you get in the mail, you get a special bonus surprise. And I would love for some of the people watching that have gotten those bonuses to comment below and tell other people what they thought of their bonus. And if you want to hear us ad-free, 24 hours a day, we're always on Spotify, YouTube. But we're so glad you're here to join us today. We appreciate your support. The tip link will be here throughout the whole show. We've got some original music by Karen. We've got an example of an original piece that I wrote for a couple for Valentine's Day recently. I'm going to play that. Karen and I just came out of the woods. We're looking outside our windows. There's just a bit of sun shining in the sky. It's dying off at the end of the day. It's on its way down. And Karen and I are excited to have your show. So we're here, and let's start with some music. Oh, should we start with music and then come back with this day in history?
Yeah.
Okay. I present to you Karen Mall.
I've got a friend who is a blend of contradictions. He's so generous, but only when it suits his mood. He talks too much, but his stories are so fascinating. He's a health nut. He's a hedonist too. He makes you feel like he's eager to please, while he's so busy taking care of his own needs. But it's not for me or anyone to judge the things he's done. He's okay, he's enough, he's just trying to be loved. joke, so he can be the first to blurt the punchline out. He shows up to my potlucks empty-handed, and then he charms every heart in the crowd. He makes you feel like he's eager to please, while he's so busy taking care of his own needs. But it's not for me or anyone to judge the things he's done. He's okay, he's enough, he's just trying to be loved. Taking care of his own needs. But it's not for me or anyone to judge the things he's done. He's okay, he's enough, he's just trying to be loved. No, it's not for me or anyone to judge the things he's done. He's okay, he's enough, he's just trying. Ooh, ooh, la, la,
All right.
When I wrote that song, I thought a lot of people might say, that sounds like someone I know.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, what people actually say
Mm-hmm.
almost every time is, did you write that song about me?
Oh, they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You
it's
know,
really sweet.
That you have a knack for doing that with a lot of your songs.
I do?
Anyway, yeah. I mean, people. We just saw it today when we were playing for the about the 8 folks that we took out into the woods. You know,
We took
group
them
of
out
a couple
in the woods.
kids,
Yeah.
smiling and just and they were pointing at their moms.
That's true.
One song, like, that's my mom.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's my dad.
That was cute.
That's so cute,
That was
right?
really
And then when we do the duet song,
Yeah.
Girl Next Door, people just burst out laughing at the beginning because
Yeah.
they kind of know what it's about.
Yeah.
And then you're like wondering as we're playing it, well, are they thinking about that for their partner? Or are they thinking about it for themselves? Or it's pretty funny.
Are they wondering if it's
Mhm.
a true story?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know, it's so cute. And Karen entered this kind of humor world in the last 10 years since we've been together.
It's true.
With her songs. Yes, original songwriting from Karen. Thank you for all the hearts. You should see it down here. There's like these little bubbles bubbling up. I wish I could show it. Look at it. Look at hearts are going blue, 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 blue. We love to see that.
Really.
And we love it even more if
really
you share it. If you share the video that you're watching
Yes.
on your platform and put a comment.
Spread the word.
Let's see who's live here. And we're going to talk about this day in music history. Today, Kate is here. How you doing, Kate? Oh no, Kate's not here. Rebecca's here. Wow, and Audrey, lovely.
Hi, Audrey.
Sorry about that technical glitch. Songwriting from Karen. Thank you for all the hearts. If something comes up please do not hesitate to say things in the comments about the mix, and I will fix it right away. How's it going, Eric? How you doing? Today, in 1985, Karen,
I remember it well.
Stevie Wonder honored the president of Africa, Nelson Mandela. Did I say? I mean South Africa. Sorry.
He could be the president of Africa. We would support that decision if he were the president of the whole of Africa.
So he the night before this day, he won an Oscar and he dedicated it to Nelson Mandela. And the radio stations in South Africa banned his records after that. So silly. When governments try to do that, makes me think of the whole thing that happened with
Frank Zappa and his lyrics being banned and putting labels on records. So funny. Well, hey everybody, I'm noticing that it's doing automatic captions, so I'll try to fix that too. I know that's kind of annoying having that at the bottom there. And we wanted to read a letter from one of our new patrons. We're so thankful for people like Jan from Australia who's watching right now. And we're also thankful for Tim who's watching. He's one of our patrons. So is Shelly. I don't know if Shelly's watching. But a patron is somebody who decides to support the art of an artist on a regular basis and isn't asking for anything in return. They just do it because they feel good about it and they know that it makes a difference, that we get that sustaining support. So I played a video, I did a live video earlier about how much we make on Spotify. We make about $1 a month from streaming on Spotify. And it got me thinking that, do you think any of those filmmakers would be making films on Netflix? It's also a streaming platform. Would Martin Scorsese be making those films for $1 a month? Probably not. So I thought it was very interesting. Anyway, Karen saw my video, and she wrote me this email. She says, I lived in Austin a few years. Between 2014 and 2017, I went to Strings in the Woods several times and loved it. I especially loved the concert with Jimmy LaFave. Yes, we have Venmo, strings attached. I then followed you on YouTube, and I'm probably on an email list. When I saw your video on how little Spotify and those streaming services pay, I figured out it was something I could do to help. Now I live back in my home state of Ohio, but I really treasure the years of live music I had in Austin and want to support it, even if I can't be there now. I think artists such as yourself are the genuine article and are what makes Austin special. Thanks for all you do, from Karen Leventhal. And those are the kind of emails that just make my day, because it really gives me hope that there might be a day in our future when we can just make music all the time. Yeah, it would be wonderful. And we're getting there. And I have to tell everybody, and Karen knows this, I used to do weddings for a living, and I would spend all my time marketing and talking to brides and making a pretty good living doing weddings. And at some point I thought, well, if I live to 100, I'd like to do something else with music in my life, and I needed to just put a stake in the ground and say, I'm going to do fewer weddings and more original music, because it's what I did when I was a kid. So, if you want to help us realize that, you want to help Karen write more songs, we know there are lots of choices out there. Patreon.com/Will Taylor, and that helps support us. So, thank you for being here. We're going to do another one of Karen's tunes, and I'm going to sneak out and just listen to the mix to make sure it sounds good, and then I'll sneak back in to play with you.
Sure.
We've got some new music.
This is a song I wrote to try to reconcile myself with the reality of how easy it is to lose your stuff on the road, on the ground, on the back of hotel room doors. And as it happens sometimes with songs, as the song kind of got fleshed out and wrote itself, came out of the stone, as it were, it really became apparent that at the end of the day, the real truth is that it's not the things that matter. And the most important things in life aren't things. I got a suitcase full of memories that don't conform to gravity. Flip it upside down, the memories still remain. I lost a cell phone down in New Orleans. My favorite pair of patched up jeans fell victim to the road somewhere in Maine. But how can we be expected to keep track of things ejected to the ground? When gravity elects to hunt its naturally selected items down, I got a suitcase place full of memories of yesterdays and used to be's, photographs that no one ever took. And lately it's been on my mind to call you up or drop a line, if only I could find my address book. But how can we be expected to keep track of things ejected to the ground? When gravity elects to hunt its naturally selected atoms down. I don't need any souvenirs to prove to me that I was here. All they do is weigh my suitcase down. And when I stop to count the cost of all the stuff I've ever lost, I guess I didn't need it anyway. Between Milwaukee and Eau Claire, I lost a ring my grandma used to wear, but my suitcase keeps the memory just the same. And how can we be expected to keep track of things ejected to the ground? When gravity elects to hunt its naturally selected items down. I won't need them when they lay my body down. 'Cause I got a suitcase full of Thank you. That was my mother's favorite song. I don't know if you knew that, Will.
That was what?
That was my mother's favorite song.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Do you know why?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? But she did actually. She got very worried about the line about losing my grandmother's ring.
Mm-hmm.
She got very concerned about that. What ring of your grandmother's did you lose, Karen? I said, no, it's just...
Right, she didn't understand.
It's just poetic license. I tried to think of the most legitimately worthy, sentimental, amazing heirloom thing that you really would not want to lose. Like, what would that be? We call that, raising the stakes and raising the urgency, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, a ring that my grandma used to wear, that would be a hard thing to feel okay about losing. And yet, you have to feel okay about losing stuff because it's just stuff. It's just stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's not my grandmother herself. It's not my memories of my grandmother. It's just an item.
I love that we've always been in sync around this, idea. In fact, you were very helpful to me when I had so much stuff. When we first met, I had so much stuff.
You had a lot of stuff.
And even though I believe what you're talking about,
right.
It's like this hoarding thing. I don't have it anymore.
Well, we get trapped. We just get trapped. But
so Karen helped me get rid of a lot of stuff and realize that, hey, I didn't need all of it. And then years later, I went through more purging and more purging.
Yeah.
And all I've really ever had is instruments, a car, and a bunch of sheet music, and so now I still have boxes of my own music that I've written with my own hand that I'm keeping, but that's like my personal history.
Yeah.
But it's so freeing when you start you live a few years and you realize, I didn't need to keep looking at those papers.
Yeah, on some level you're dealing with them. You're moving them. You're cleaning them. You're storing them. You're paying real estate.
Exactly.
The space to store them.
Yep.
But that's why I really love the fourth R.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the fourth R is?
Oh, what's that?
Will?
What are the three?
I'm not talking about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Reading, writing.
I'm not talking about that.
No.
I'm talking about.
What are the first three?
Reduce.
Oh yeah. Reuse.
Yes.
Recycle.
Yes.
And what?
And the fourth R.
This is what?
You ready?
Yep.
Refuse.
Refuse. Oh, that's good. Absolutely. The word no. Yeah.
Well, just don't.
Yeah, in the first
Don't
place.
Accept the item in the first place.
Well, yeah, you and I have talked about this.
No, thank you.
Is we develop a habit of how much real estate of my mind is this going to take up, and that's how we feel about. We have a mixed relationship with CDs. When people hand us CDs, and we're on Friends, bring a CD, and then we're like, there's we got to listen to this, and we've kind of developed this habit of like, why don't you keep it so you can sell it to somebody? Yeah. And then can we listen to you online?
If you never accept the object, then you're not going to be responsible for it until your dying day or its dying day. I mean, you really have a choice.
Yep.
Either it goes to the trash.
Absolutely.
Or recycling. Yeah. Or you go to the trash.
You go to the trash.
Or recycling. I mean, really.
Right.
It's like
how do you want to spend your hours?
Shopping bags.
Right. And how do you want to spend your hours?
At the grocery store. Like, when I forget my shopping bags, I just put the groceries in the cart.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, I'll just put them in the cart, and then I'll take them out and put them in my trunk. Like, I'm refusing a grocery bag.
Well, we can go down a long rabbit hole. There's so many things related to this that, doing it's ironic. We're sitting in here in our little do-it-yourself television studio.
Yeah.
When all these things, I feel weighed down by all these cables.
Yeah.
And, but it is enabling us to be connected with you, and we could simply do this broadcast to just an iPhone if we wanted to. But we've got nice microphones. We've got a little reverb. Oh my gosh, we've got something special behind me. I can't believe I got this thing.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. We've got now a song that we're going to play that's a metaphor for old age when Billy Joel wrote this song.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to do it?
I'm happy to do it.
You're happy to do it? Okay. Yeah. And I love this song. It's got this classical piano intro, which we're not going to hear because we don't have the piano. But are you going to play mandolin on it, or are we going to do? What do you want to do? 2 guitars?
Yep.
All right. Let's see who else is tuned into our show. It's always nice to check in. Anybody new here? Who else is purging out there? Huh. Thank you so much for your donation, Eric. Eric just pledged a nice amount. Thank you. On Venmo. If you want to do Venmo, it's Strings Attached. And if you go to this link below, live.stringsattached.org, there's a lot of options to tip, including our bonuses that you get in the mail that are surprise. Anybody else get a bonus out there? I see Kate. Teresa's here. Hey, Teresa, did you get any of the kit yet? The VIP kit? All right. Myra from South America, from Brazil. It's so good to see you, Myra. So good. I gotta get my guitar. We're just having fun here, and Matt is here. Your friend Matt.
Matt. Hey, Matt.
Okay, everybody, close their ears. I have to move the mic, or I have to get closer to the mic if we're gonna play this. So we're gonna do 2 guitars. All right. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Let's get this mic a little more like this.
Yeah, let's do.
So everybody, I have a stereo pair running tonight. If you're listening through headphones, you'll actually notice that this is in true stereo. So you can put in, and I need to get the reverb back on. Let's turn up just a little bit. All right. How's the mix, everybody? Okay. We get your A. Who's seen Billy Joel live?
I have.
Where? In New York?
Long time ago. Probably in Hartford, Connecticut. So, Billy Joel is our featured artist of the week.
That's right.
Which is to say that we're playing a song of his.
A little louder.
And Billy Joel made 12 records, and he quit records, right? He quit making new records, and a beautiful, amazing catalog. And when he was asked, "Hey man, why'd you quit writing new songs and making new records?" and he said, his answer was, "I thought I'd had my say."
Right.
I just love that. I had my say. The Beatles made 12 records, and that was good enough for me. I just love that. It's a really remarkable catalog. Ready?
You gonna do that?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. But then if you're so smart, tell me, why are you still so afraid? Hey, where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, but you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You gotta kick off before you even get halfway through. When will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you wanna be before your time, although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself that you forgot what you need. Though you can see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. Stand your passion, you got your pride, but don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. When will you realize Vienna waits for you? So slow down, you crazy child, and take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can afford to lose a day or two. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? And you know that when the truth is told, that you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off, but don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? Why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you?
Do it naked.
Oh, such a great song.
Such a great song. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Karen's gonna play a solo now.
Yeah, I'm gonna play two solos.
Okay.
One followed by another.
Put this a little closer. It's all yours.
Nothing in between my eyes and the sky. nothing in between my feet and the ground. As far as I can see, only blue, green, and brown. Nothing in between my ears and the birds, the wind in the trees, my own breath in my lungs. No shadow of buildings hide my face from the sun. I have seen the city lights along the concrete river. I've driven from sea to shining sea. But I'll always find my way back where the trees are calling me. Back to the woods. Back to the woods. Hiking off the trail now, just following the sun, watching for the thorns from the greenbrier and mesquite, listening for the water rushing through the creek. I've seen the rings of Saturn through a man-made lens. I've raced with the sun across the sea. But I'll always find my way back where the trees are calling me. Back to to the woods, back to the woods, back to the woods. It's a brand new song for you. Here's a song from a ways back that I wrote with my pal Jeff Talmadge. You don't have to see beyond the headlights to find your way back home. You don't have to know which way the wind blows to know it chills you to the bone. 15 hours out of Memphis, there's a preacher on the radio. There's a midnight call for your salvation. You got 1,000 miles to go. There's a promise in the night sky, a belief in things you haven't seen. So you're counting down the exits and all the miles that lie between. to see beyond the headlights, to find your way back home. You don't have to know which way the wind blows to know it chills you to the bone. You got a backseat full of doubts and good intentions. You can't wait to know what's wrong or right. You can't make the time go faster no matter how hard you drive. There is no shortcut on this road tonight. You know the map is not the journey. You know the sign is not the road. So shine your lights on the highway. Keep your hands on the wheel. You will find everything you need to know. Oh, so drive all night if you want to. Like there's an answer to the questions in your bones. But you don't have to see beyond the headlights to find your way back home. Go and find your way back home. Maybe you're already home.
Yay! 2 original songs from Karen.
Welcome back, Will Taylor.
You know, I was thinking, I heard this story that Danny Elfman wrote the theme to Batman while he was flying in a 747. And he told the story of how he had to go into the bathroom with a little digital recorder because the person he was sitting next to was like, he couldn't do it in front of him. So he was like, he kept going to the bathroom on the 747.
Really? Like to hum it into there?
Yeah, to hum it into it. And when he got home, it was like, but he figured out, and he was like, oh my gosh, I captured it. But he came to him. No, the modern Batman.
Oh.
So where I'm going with this is,
come on, who remembers that?
Do you find yourself having inspiration in weird places? And like for that song, was it written in a way that was odd?
Oh, well, I wrote that on a car trip. My friend Jeff Talmadge and I, we were driving back.
Tell the story while I get ready for the next.
Oh, thanks. I don't mind if I do. As I was saying, we were driving back from Wisconsin. It was about a 24-hour drive. We were on tour, and we were really clever on the way up to Wisconsin from Austin. We booked gigs along the way, stopped, played. But for some reason, our last show of the tour was in Ephraim, Wisconsin, and then we had to drive 24 hours home, as fast as we could, safely, and without driving each other crazy, and without being too exhausted. So to pass the time, we decided we'd write a song. And what I learned from that experience is there's nothing like being absolutely trapped in a small space with a great writer to force you to just do it.
Totally.
Because there's nothing else to do.
Just do it.
There's nothing else to do. There's nowhere else to go.
Well, a lot of great things happen in car drives because we're all confined to that space.
Exactly.
Like we reconnect with our kids, and that's what one of the great benefits of touring is. And then you get to do it next day, and you rediscuss things, and then revisit a song.
Yeah, I mean, in theory. I mean, in practice, sometimes you're exhausted, you're tired, you're looking for the bathroom, you're reading the map, I don't know, some people say they write a lot on the road, and that was never very true for me. Right. But on this one beautiful car drive, I had little sticky Post-it notes that I would stick up along the dashboard. So we could both, I was in the passenger seat, of course, because if you know me at all, if you've ever ridden in a vehicle with me, you probably were driving, and I probably was the passenger.
Yep.
Right? Let's face it.
Let's face it.
I know how to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven many miles, but I prefer to be a passenger.
Oh, so this is true.
Right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you know this. For 12 years, I prefer to be the passenger, and you prefer to drive. So
oh yeah,
that's a pretty handy pairing. So yeah, in the passenger seat with these little sticky notes of ideas, but the original idea came from a calendar that Jeff had on his refrigerator back home. And it was one of those where you rip off a page every day.
Oh,
and
nice.
there's a cute little dorky saying of the day on it, and which it's great ideas for songs. And
absolutely,
this one particular day was, you don't have to see to the end of the road. You only have to see to the end of your headlights.
Love it. Which is another way of saying be in the present moment.
It absolutely is. That's right. It's
just like your song "Into the Woods"
true.
that you wrote, that you sang earlier, back to the woods. And we hope some of you come join us in Austin for Strings in the Woods. We're doing so many of these shows. It's like half of our livelihood. Yes, that can actually go over here.
Yes, and now we have a special treat for you.
Yeah, we're going to unveil something.
We have a special guest.
A special guest, and the guest is made of electricity. Are you going to stay right there? What are we going to do?
Oh, well.
I have to pick up the violin at some point.
Yes, sure.
So, actually, I'm going to play just violin on this one. Okay, so that'll make it easy. But I got two pieces. And I don't need... Do I need that microphone? Maybe I do. All right, bear with me, folks, while I readjust the microphones. This is, earlier we were talking about Stevie Wonder. Well, we're going to remove this. And I am going to play along with me on the guitar. And we're going to do this Stevie Wonder. That's me on guitar. Here's me on violin. Which one's the real one? I can. Okay. And actually, Karen, can you listen to the headphones and then you can tell me if the mix needs anything changing here. Okay. Okay. So.
Got it.
All right. We're gonna do "Isn't She Lovely" by Stevie Wonder, who on this day dedicated his Academy Award to Nelson Mandela, 1985. Wow, this is, I can feel heat coming off of this. Yeah. It's like be great for the winter. Okay. All right. And I need headphones. There we go. All systems go. We're going to play a little Stevie Wonder song. Is that so? It's fun to improvise over as a jazz musician. sound check. How are we coming through there, everybody? Isn't she lovely? Yeah? So, how's the mix? Violin, guitar sounds good? All right, we're going to do another one. I'd like to thank Chris Gage, who turned me on to this technique of playing with yourself in the background or other guest artists. So we've got a little TV monitor here, and we're hoping for future shows to have a guest play here, and then Karen and I would play along with them on their cut. So that's what we're doing in this case. So this next piece is an example of an original composition or original tune that I wrote. I'm thinking that the violin may not be loud enough. You think it is? Okay. But now I'm going to play guitar, so I'm going to pull this up close. And this piece was, I took the numbers of the anniversary date of the couple and the birthday of the husband, and based the chord progression on those numbers and parts of the melody. When you hear the melody that goes like this, that is a little theme that's based on their wedding date. You'll hear it in the song. This is not a new technique. A lot of composers like Chopin have written melodies for their lovers using their names, so that different letters would represent tones. They would make sort of like a key, and they would write melodies, those numbers. Music is math, basically. So here we go. And this is for Alice and Andy. And this is the one I want to get Karen on eventually. I think it would sound great with mandolin. Now, for those of you, by the way, if you want a little reminder about the show, Facebook's built this little thing into it where you can click the little bell below and you'll be notified every time we go live. So if you want a little reminder next week and you can't find us, I know some of you have a hard time finding us sometimes, in the description there's a little bell you can click. Here we go. Just hoping the guitar's
1, 2, 3, ready.
That was for Alice and Andy. Live with myself, right here, in this space. And should we put the backtrack back on? We could, or we could play ourselves, like in the background too. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Uh-oh, what's happening here? It says Rebecca's here. Hard to hear this one. It's freezing up every few seconds. Lovely. It happened to be on my piece that it would freeze up.
Hey, would you rather it was on my piece?
Oh my god. Well, the rare time to actually play something. Hi, Gail and Keith. How's it going? Is it still freezing up, folks? Are we back? Are we good? I still see 6 of us here. Bravo, Kate says. Seems to be getting better. How's it going, Rebecca? Well, the show must go on, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put something in the background that's gorgeous. Karen, you want to take over? I'll do the technical, you do the... Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. There's me sending out... And we're glad that you're here tonight. If you just joined us, thank you for being here at Strings Attached at Home. We have a few more tunes. We're going to move this back over here for you.
I want to know, how do you start on a piece like that? Where do you start?
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah, I
you're
know.
commissioned to write a...
Right.
Like, where do you start?
Mm-hmm.
You wrote those mostly on
You know
piano,
what
right?
I love about these... let's put our thing back up. Yeah. All right, wait a minute. You know what? We'll have us in the background. That's the Strings Attached at Home. We have a few more tunes. We're going to move this back. Where do I start? Make sure we're doing good here. What I love about it is writing those pieces is actually having the limitation of a few tones, so a few numbers. Instead of coming out of a complete vacuum.
Let's cover up the bird.
Yep.
Good night, parakeet.
Instead of having writing a piece of music out of a complete vacuum of nothingness.
Yes.
Just saying, okay, here's a few numbers for a birth date or a anniversary. This is more complex than I thought it would be. Okay, fun.
Ooh, beautiful.
All right.
It's pretty, isn't it?
I'll see you next week, Will. Okay. It's nice playing with you.
Yeah, very nice.
I just feel into it. And what's interesting is...
Do we have his PayPal address?
Whose?
Will?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Okay.
We have it, yep.
Right.
WillTaylor.com.
Okay.
And improv.willgmail.com. So yeah, I love coming out of that vacuum and having just a few numbers. So for those of you that don't know, a musical scale can be referred to in numbers. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What note did I hit? Is that an A? G? I did a G. Cool. And so if somebody gives me, say, October 4th, 1968, I can take each of those numbers and I can play either a chord based on that tone, or I can play a melody, or I can move chords around. There's all kinds of different options. Once you start with a basic set of numbers, it just goes out from there. And I just tune into the people. Now, usually I interview them. What kind of music do you like? This guy that I wrote the piece for, he liked jazz, he liked new wave music, country. So I did have a little bit of, I wanted to make it a little jazzy. So that first couple of chords are kind of jazzy. Actually, the whole thing's pretty jazzy.
Yes, it is.
It is. So I try to lean it toward their preferences. But one time I had some numbers and I just felt like this needed to be kind of a funky tune. And it turned out the couple got the piece and they're like, oh, we're going to take this to our dance instructor because we're taking dance lessons.
Oh, I didn't hear that
And
story.
so I just tuned into the fact that they were dancers. I just felt like I went with my first idea. I sat down and I just started playing something funky. And I was like, let's go with it. So, sometimes with music, it can be more that way. You go with whatever's there. You're not having to translate it into words and tell a story. So in a lot of ways, music, I won't say it's easier, but it can come out of nowhere. It can just be divine inspiration, or just
intuition.
Right, you just hear something, you go with it, and I love having the numbers. So if it's 1 2, like I've found a lot of cool things with like 1 2 a lot. Like I never knew that I could write a lot with 1 2. You know, you can make chords based on that. It's a rabbit hole to go down, and it's so much fun. If you want a vignette or if you want a piece, see us. betterthanroses.org. Karen will write a song for you. I'll write an original piece. And you'll have it for the rest of your life. And we'll put it in a frame with the original music. We'll sign it. And we'll put a little URL that sounds like something for you, like for AliceandAndy.com. And then you can always go hear that piece at that URL. That is our new system, by the way, how we're going to do it. So we'll have something you can put on the wall. I mean, I can go on about that. I think it's brilliant. Karen, would you like to play us something? Should we play one of our jazz tunes?
We're going to play one from the American Songbook.
Awesome.
This is a song also that I listened to a lot as a kid. From people like the Mills Brothers and the Ink Spots.
Yep.
In F?
E, right. I want to hear a duet, by the way. So.
Is that a request?
Yep.
We had our little drama. We kissed in a field of white, and stars fell on Alabama last night. I can't forget the glamour. Your eyes held a tender light, and stars fell on Alabama last night. I never planned in my imagination a situation so heavenly, a fairyland where no one else could enter, but in the center, just you and me, my dear, and my heart beat like a hammer. My arms round around you tight, and stars fell on Alabama last night. I never planned in my imagination a situation so heavenly, a fairyland where no one else could enter, but in the center, just you and me, my darling. My heart beat like a hammer. Your arms wound around me tight, and stars fell on Alabama last night.
Girl next door. Hit it. Send this out to Jan. Jan in Australia. What is it, about mid-afternoon there?
You might ask me how we live in such harmony, though we've been together half of our lives. The secret of success is collaborating less. Independence makes a twosome thrive. My baby lives next door with all his clothes thrown all over the floor. He says he likes it that way. We're as happy as can be, living together separately. I prefer to be the girl next door.
My girlfriend lives next door with all her clothes folded neatly in drawers. She says she likes it that way.
I like it that way.
But I love her, she loves me, living together separately. I'm so glad that she's my girl next door.
It's more expensive, but I know I'm free. Free from the burden of trying to make him more like me.
My baby
Lives next door. An unconventional family, that's for sure. We like it that way. You and me and baby makes three. Living together separately. I prefer to be the girl next door. Oh, I prefer to be the girl.
and I'm so glad that she's my girl.
And I will always be the girl next door.
Okay. That is a song by Karen Mall. We split it today in the woods, sending it out to Jan, one of our sweet patrons.
Jan.
See, we love to please our patrons. And before the night is up, before we play our last song here, we want to remind you that we appreciate your support every week. We present these shows freely, but your donations and tips are so appreciated during this time. And you can make them below, live.stringsattached.org, or pick one of the levels in our description below to get your bonus in the mail. Teresa was describing her bonus that she got there. Kate has joined us. CK Kelly has joined us, who's going to be flying from Australia as well. Lives in Australia. CK is going to be here in Austin. Are you in Austin now, CK? Yes, if you want to get a bonus, $20, $35, or $60 below. I'd love to do one of those $60 music commissions for you tonight. Let's make it happen. Let's write you an original piece of music. Who's going to take it tonight? Or you can Venmo any of those amounts to stringsattached.org. We're here every Friday, 8 p.m., Strings Attached at Home. And also 1 o'clock or 9 p.m. South African time. Tomorrow, on Saturday, this show will replay again. You can come see us again. We sure appreciate your support. And you can sign up to be a patron, just like Jan did, just like Shelly did, just like Tim did. And today we had, who was it? Was it Karen? Karen did today. Join us as a patron. Patreon.com/stringsattached. And here we go with a Western swing tune from the Western Swing.
Kind of acoustic blues style.
What key are we doing it in?
Can you see?
Okay. All right.
Got it?
Nope, but we'll just do it. I got in B flat. But it's alright. I'll play it. See, I'll just jam along with you.
Oh, we could do it in B flat.
You want to do it in B flat? Okay.
Let's do it in B flat.
All right. Let's check that on strings attached here.
Traveling around the country on my merry way. I've been in crowds and felt I was alone. When I feel like bragging, I'll just up and say I'm a native gal from San Antone. There's a sweet somebody by the Alamo. One day I'll call him my own, and we'll buy a high chair in a year or two for our little home in San Antone.
And for those of you that live in San Antone, we're coming down there April 17th.
That's right.
In San Antone at Old Victoria's. What is it? It's a bed and breakfast place. And there's a big artisan market. We're playing there from 5 until 8, April 17th in San Antonio.
Have fun. Hey, thanks for joining us
Thanks
tonight.
for joining us. And for those of you that are just joining us, we'll be replaying the show tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Chicago time. Thank you. And we hope you make a donation tonight. And if you don't, we're glad you enjoyed the music. We love you, whatever way you're here.
We hope to see
We
you
just love
again.
it. We love
Thank
you very
so
much.
much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yay!